Oh, my lordy. What a beautiful day here in the blockchain basement. Give me a shout out. Let me know that the signal's coming out to you. We're doing our early morning stream. Finally got a chance to get after it early here. It's been a hell of a week. Been a lot of work getting the kids up, getting them all. I'm ultimate ultra dad in the morning. So taking them to school, feeding them delicious food, making sure they're taken care of. Is Trump president yet? Not yet. Good, my good sir. Only here for the Rapey Roosters. In the Rapey Rooster TA, there is a bullish divergence on the Rapey Roosters on my prairie. Shout out to everyone for joining me today on the show. Gonzo Lag, Chili Rainbow, good morning, my good sir. Huge supporter of the basement. Appreciate you. You know what? I need to get better about asking for your support. Like and share this video. Share it out on your Twitters, on your, whatever social things that you use. Help me build this channel even more than we already are growing. We are making some leaps and bounds on subscribers still, which is really, really great for me to see because I work really hard and I love the work that I do. But I'll tell you, I work hard on doing it, and by God, we're growing well. So check it out here. We got 62,900 subscribers. And we are scooting right along. I really am excited to see this number hit 100K. What hits first to 100K? Bitcoin or the blockchain basement subscriber count? With your help, we can win this battle. We can hit 100,000 subscribers before Bitcoin even does. I'm feeling great about the markets, feeling great about my altcoin attack plan and my Bitcoin trading plan that I'm going to talk to you this morning about. I had a great conversation on our basement spaces last night. Obviously, Hobus and all of his great alpha, but he brought in a buddy, an inside source from 21 Shares to go over his view of the markets. And he did bring some things up that make me wonder on the Bitcoin dominance time frame for this cycle in particular. So we're going to be taking a look at that. But also just a remembrance on how long it took for altcoins to really see that time in the sun to shine like we know they will at some point during this bull market, because it's been all Bitcoin all day. Bitcoin showing some pretty reasonable signs of strength here on the morning. I'm leaving this fib up because by God, this 786 level is proven to be pretty damn important as of late. Holy God, that's about $68,400 right about where that 786 fib comes into play. And if you back this up, let's just take a look at the forest to the trees here before we get going too deep into all the altcoins. Right here, obviously we got the one sitting up here at 74,399. Beyond this, man, like this bull market, the velocity of this bull market, I think we're going to be messing around in the 150K range. I think we're going to be able to make it very, very heavily. And then, longer time frames. It's tough to hit the nail on the head, but I have done it a few times. So I'll talk about pullbacks. French Toaster, good morning to you. Got the coffee symbol. You're reminding me to have coffee here. Hold on. Oh, that's good. That's real good. The moon looked absolutely beautiful this morning on the drive in. Check this out just real quick. I'm not going to get too sidetracked, but this moon was immense. This picture does not do it justice. Absolutely incredible looking moon. And we also woke up to, oh God, that was bad. That was New York. New York looks fun. Trump leading the polls now on Polymarket, 61.3% to Kamala Harris's 38.7%. My God, what an incredible shift. And, it is difficult looking at the mainstream media, election polls. Let's just do we're just going to do a raw election polls on Google, see what we got it out here. Let's go to polls. Bam. Let's see here. What past polling misses can tell us about the 2024 election inside secretive $700 million ad testing factory for Kamala Harris. Harris losing ground to Trump in U.S. presidential election. This is from Al Jazeera. U.S. election briefing polls show election tightening as Trump and Harris. The election's tightening, really. Harris started like a rocket in Michigan. Now she's facing headwinds. Harris holds steady marginal 45% to. Here we go. Here's Reuters. Reuters saying Harris has got a lead over Trump, leading by 45%. Right, over Trump's 42. Yes, right. Incredible. And you know the Fox interview last night, I guess we may as well play just a snippet, just a bit. I mean, I'm definitely going to be covering a lot more of it later on today, but the interview went about as good as I could have imagined it going for Trump's odds of being elected, folks. The more that Kamala Harris speaks, the better our odds are at seeing just an incredible election, an incredible time frame here. I got so many things tagged. So many things, maybe the best. Let's have a listen to this. This is just 1 minute, and this is probably the most devastating portion of it. This is from Finance a Lot. Let's turn this on.
In recent days, your campaign slogan is a new way forward, and it's time to turn the page. You've been vice president for 3.5 years, so what are you turning the page from?
Well, first of all, turning the page from the last decade in which we've been burdened with the kind of rhetoric coming from Donald Trump that has been designed and implemented to divide our country and have Americans literally point fingers at each other.
Literally point fingers at each other. Oh my God, they're pointing fingers. Someone stop them.
Rhetoric and an approach to leadership that suggests that the strength of a leader is based on who you beat down instead of what we all know. The strength of leadership is based on who you lift up. The strength of an American president, which is...
Okay, let's just digest that. The strength of a president is determined by who you lift up, not who you beat down. Literally the entire interview she spent attacking Trump and avoiding questions. We're going to continue.
One who understands that the vast majority of us have more in common than what separates us.
Madam Vice President, more than 70% of people
that is
tell
about
pollsters,
turning the page on rhetoric that people are frankly exhausted of, Brett.
More than 70% of people tell the country is on the wrong track. They say the country is on the wrong track. If it's on the wrong track, that track follows 3.5 years of you being vice president and President Biden being president. That is what they're saying, 79% of them. Why are they saying that? If you're turning the page, you've been in office for 3.5 years.
And Donald Trump has been running for office.
But you've been the person holding the office.
Come on.
Madam
You
Vice
and I
President.
both know what I'm talking about.
What a dumpster fire. And I love how she's like, oh, but it's Donald Trump's been running for office. You have literally held the office for 3.5 years. Most of the country feels like you've created a dumpster fire. What are you going to change to make it better if you get a next higher position, not just the VP, but the president of the United States? What are you going to change, Madam President? Being very respectful. This Brett guy. Shout out to Brett Token. This might help Brett Token, but he's being very respectful the whole time. Madame, what are you going to change? We came here to find out your policy. But Donald Trump's been running for president. He's been so divisive. I just hate him. Oh my God, how divisive. Just insanity, absolute insanity. And this is the kind of good stuff that we need to keep seeing. I really, really hope the final nail in the coffin will be the Joe Rogan podcast. A boy can dream here. Let's listen to this.
Donald Trump, 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 and Donald Trump, Donald Trump,
President Biden had a fundraiser debate stage.
Let's go back to Donald Trump, Donald Trump, Donald Trump, Donald Trump.
She just can't stop. I mean, it's incredible. The man is probably, he takes up about 80% of her brain at this point. So God bless it. Now, yesterday we were looking at Bitcoin liquidation levels. Okay, because I'm going to talk now about my trading plan to navigate through this insane election that is going to be coming. We have 20 days until the election actually happens. Okay, so this is going to be a very hot and heavy, fast-moving time frame. We got Halloween coming up. Then everyone's going to be getting ready for Thanksgiving, making Thanksgiving plans. There's going to be a lot of distractions. So I'm sitting here locking in my trading plan right effing now to get ready for this chaos here. So let's go over to High Block. Let's see where these liquidations are living for the moment. Bam. Ooh, okay. So it looks like a good chunk of that getting to be had on the $66,600 level has been got on the liquidation side. This is very interesting to see. So it looks like it was able, because we had a snap punch down to about 66.7 this morning, early this morning, right around 66.75 is that exact number. The fear getting close to those levels caused a lot of those liquidations to happen. Yes, there's a little bit, but now we have most of the pressure on this 67.8 number, or more, a little less than $1,000 from where we are right now. We are chunking back up. 67,800 is showing as that pretty little point of control. Very intriguing to see. Man, this is looking juicy. Let's check out. I might be able to pull a live trade off here. We got a little bit of muting going on the MACD. A little bit of muting going on. Let's see here. I'll pull this up. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Pretty low RSI. It's on the downside there. I like seeing that. Let's see here. I might be pulling this trigger today. Let's go to a higher time frame. Let's look what the 2 hour looks like right now, folks. This is just fantastic. I love this stuff. I love when the markets recenter, because it's always hard to trade just up only and to the right. For me personally, and that's just me. So on the 2 hour, what are we looking at here? We got a higher low on the RSI, but we have a higher high, definitely a higher high on the price, on the 2 hour time frame. Let's check out what the MACD's looking like. It's rolling to the downside from a nice little hump to the upside. This is a larger time frame. If we're doing day trading, let's check out the 15-minute. See how we're looking here. Again, Simulative looks like the MACD's getting ready to start doing a little punch up. Ooh, I am interested in this. Let's check out the indications here. The Fu Manchu. We're going to the Fu Manchu. Let's see here. Bitcoin index. Let's go. So here we are. And then a nice look for that little channel we've been fighting. That's a good look. That's the kind of juice we want to see, folks. We haven't closed the week in this regard yet, but by God, if this week closes above this, you better be ready to go, folks. You better be locked in. This is about to get really, really fun. Now, let's go to the 15-minute, and I'll see if I can add my Fu Manchu onto this chart right here. Let's see here. Where'd you go? Where'd you go? What is this, hell? I need to get one of those, track pads or something like that. What is this? Wow. There we go. Okay. Losing my mind. I'm out of my mind. Let's see here. There we go. I wish I had a little zoomy toggle thing. So I want to add an indicator here. Fu Manchu divergence B. Pull this bad boy up a little bit. We just printed a nice little green dot here. See the money flow trying to tick back up to the upside. Ooh, that's a pretty nice and deep green dot on the 15-minute. Ooh. You know what? After I get through talking about my trading plan, because really what we're looking at here, we have 20 days till this upcoming election. And historically, Bitcoin has really had a good time in November. Let's just go to good old Bitcoin here. Good old Bitcoin. Go to the trading view. Now, this is right about November. Right here. We had the election happen right at this moment. You can see, and things got hot and heavy. Very exciting times in the 2020 timeframe after the election. This was even with the world being disappointed from a geriatric winning the election by some way. I don't know how we sat there and accepted that. I didn't, but a lot of people did. I get it. And now we don't have the 2016 time frame shown here wasn't nearly as exciting as the November of 2017 timeframe, obviously. But the election happening right around this level with the disappointing result still resulted in a massive, massive move for Bitcoin. And if I'm zooming in on this, let's go here. Let's just take a snapshot in history, because you got to keep in context. We had a pandemic going on, or supposedly we had massive lockdowns. We had people getting kicked out of their jobs for not taking a job. And we had a lot of uncertainty in the markets. And then we get a geriatric taking the reins as the legion, the new legion of the United States here. So the November 5th time frame, it didn't even give a shit. Look at this. After the election happens, even with unexpected and honestly unwanted results, Bitcoin still pumped by, what is this? 12%. Still pumped by 12% on shitty news. Imagine now, if you will, imagine with me, a candidate that has now turned extremely pro-Bitcoin, that now is looking to work with Cynthia Lummis and other legislators on a Bitcoin-backed reserve for the US dollar, that returns to office. This has never happened, where a president is in office, misses out on the secondary election after that, and then comes back to win an election after that. This has never happened before. Also, it has never happened where we've had multiple Democrats leave the Democrat Party and then join the Republican ticket in the election. This is an unprecedented election to be witnessing here. A lot of people, they're kind of driving me nuts this morning. They're like, neither candidate matters. It's all. I understand the aggravation from the same two wings of the same bird. Honestly, the industrial complex of what we know in America hates Donald Trump's guts. We can see that from the betrayals of his vast Vice President Pence. We can see that from the betrayals of all the people that he thought he could trust. He put around them and put around himself, and they ended up betraying him. The industrial complex absolutely despises Trump. And to add fuel to that fire, now Trump has added Robert F. Kennedy into the mix, who is honestly going against the most insane. Oh, Teddy Roosevelt did that shit. Really? That's an interesting thing to think about. Teddy Roosevelt pulled that off. That's a good note. Thank you, JT. But seeing RFK on the ticket with Trump as well, this guy has been going after the CIA for basically his entire tenure in the public limelight, and also the medical industrial complex, two of the most powerful institutions on the planet. And having RFK part of the cabinet and looking to actually recapture and clean up our food is something that I would not be able to sleep at night if I didn't support such a movement that is trying to do something so cataclysmic. So we're looking at this chart. We see this even with shitty news. We pump by damn near 12% on the election of Joe Biden in the 2020 election. Now, where we go from here, let's check out what because let's say it is just a 12%. Let's be conservative and just let's be reasonable and say that we get a 12% pump from a Trump election. Let's back this up a little bit. Let's back this up. Back it up. Got a lot of data here. A lot of data we're going through. It's all good though. It is what it is. We got to do it. This is you got to go into this thing with a game plan. So we're getting pretty darn close to this election. Let's say we're just messing around somewhere around the 69, maybe 70K range for Bitcoin when November 5th actually occurs. And let's just say we are allowed to have a free and fair election here in the United States. That would be great. Then let's see what a 12% move would bring us to. So 12% would get us just under, it'd be about $77,700. This is something that actually is not too out of pocket to see happening for Bitcoin after the election actually occurs. This also falls in line with a lot of traditional TA that's just looking at a channel breakout. And this doesn't mention the cup and handle target. This does look like a gargantuan cup and handle. There is no denying this. This cup and handle playing out brings us in the bull market to about 120K. The distance to the bottom of this and the upside of the handle takes us to 120K. So right now, and just seeing the polling, just seeing the sentiment going on, just seeing how this situation actually might be too big to rig, I feel like we might have that 12% upside for Bitcoin on the day of the election. I know it's crazy to think about. I know this is a lot to pontificate upon, but I love doing this. I love trading the most volatile asset class on the planet in a public manner. It makes me feel alive. And, you know, looking at the precedent set on this election, the historical data we have around this time frame, and, you know, what I showed you, again, was around a flu season that shut the economy down. People were getting laid off like crazy. Like, they talk about the jobs numbers being bad. You know, at the time frame of the jab season, lots of people, myself included, were kicked out of jobs they thought were rock solid, secure. Even a company I helped build, you know, let me go because I was not willing to bend the knee. And really, it's not unprecedented to think about, even with the economic turmoil that's going on, that we still see this 12% pump on that day. So I will be, you know, I'll put a small short in just in case with not too much, maybe 10-20% of my trading bag. I'll do the schlong, the short side of the schlong. But the vast majority of my trade come November 4th to November 5th is going to be a long. And I'm going to be setting a target around the 75, 70. I mean, it's going to be really hard to see where this thing caps. We may well go well beyond that. We may well, because this is price discovery mode. And we have not broken Bitcoin's all-time high in terms of buying power yet. To actually break Bitcoin's all-time high in buying power terms, we have to breach the $80,000 level. So an incredible time to be alive. Now I'm going to talk about a little bit of the altcoins that are really starting to pop up on my radar. I brought up Moonwell to Hobus last night, had him check out the TVL, had him check out a lot of different things, because Moonwell's just basic chart is looking absolutely insane to me. Shout out, I think it was someone in this chat that brought this thing up to me like a month ago. And look at the month on this thing. It's up by nearly 100%. Now we're seeing a short-term pullback. And I mean, this thing has been skyrocketing to one of the top lending protocols within Base. And I do still have the opinion that Base is going to be a major play, along with auxiliary Solana plays and AI. Base chain is going to melt face. Base going to melt face. Okay. So we're looking at, we could see, in logical thinking, a pullback into this 3-cent range for this project. But this looks like a very, very healthy chart. Just from the backed up looking in, you have the initial insiders selling off, it finding its floor over 3 to 4 times in this time frame where things were just a little boring. Kind of funny to see too. It was at this floor, and then bam, you have the March excitedness with all the altcoins really starting to wake up. It doesn't take much. Richard Hacker, no, you do not. I do appreciate exchanges that respect our privacy. We have a link down in the description. If you want to get signed up for 2-Bit, make sure to capitalize Code Basement. Code Basement, all capitals. Join us and trade in the lightning, you guys. Get locked in, because we might be able to print insane amounts of money off of this Bitcoin. And, you know, if anyone else, we have inside of our Discord, if you are an OG member, if you're a member of the channel, you get access to the Book of Hobus. Hobus is incredible at what he does, and he's doing quite a bit of trades even on altcoins. You know, I have my backed up viewpoints on trading, but Hobus also dropping his insight on his trading plan. And also Nick dropping his trading plans in there as well. Nick is pure chaos, but he's making money trading this range on BNB. With the amount of debt accumulating in the U.S., don't fade Maple. Maple, we got to check in on Maple. Where is Maple Finance? I haven't looked at that project in a while. Oh, shit, look at it. It's not dead. It's up by, what is this? On the day, it's up by 3%. That's great. Nearly $19. Okay. Shout out to you. Making just steady higher lows over the past, let's say, year. You know, asleep-ish, but these lows are starting to curve to the upside. This is a nice looking little graph here. Don't hate that at all. Absolutely don't hate that at all. And another one that I saw that is at a very, because we've covered it as far as like it being interesting, but not at a horribly enticing buying level. But Akash Network is pulled back to a pretty reasonable floor spot right here. And sitting here at about $2.47. I'm feeling like the moment for me to just finally get, because I cover a bunch of tokens and I was covering Akash. Great. Everything mooned, in March and April. It had a secondary pump, though, afterwards, and has since found its little floor spot here. So I'm assuming this is under the assumption this $2, say $2.30 holds as its true floor. I feel like my opportunity to build a floor level of Akash Network has come upon me. On Moonwell, the ticker's well. Let's see here. This one is like number 2,747 in terms of market cap size too. So pretty deep pick here. And I'll probably approach it with maybe 1%, maybe even 2% of my portfolio, because just seeing the metrics of how aggressive it's moved on the TVL side and the lending side in a pretty fast fashion has got me very, very excited about it. Now, the top winners of the day, this is such insanity. FTX token. Oh my God. It's up by 13%. What in the world is happening? Popcat up. Mog coin up. So look at that. FTX token. A cat that's screaming. And then Mog cat with these gay sunglasses on are the top gainers of the day. XRP. Wow. Up 2%. Shout out to him. You might hit $2 someday if you work extra hard on this project. Dreamers can dream. Injective. Sitting here, honestly, not doing much, but it's nice to see some signs of life for Injective. I do have a pretty good bag of Injective built up. It was like $15 I was buying Injective real heavy at, so we'll see what that does. Feeling good about the project at large. Stellar sitting here, Faden, XRP, Aptos with the SWE talk. But Aptos is definitely lagging behind SWE. I think SWE is up here. SWE, I think, has been moving, if I remember right. Monero. This is always concerning when you see Monero pumping. Wow. Bitensor trying to climb back out of that little pullback we saw yesterday. Let's see here. Now it's still just bouncing around here. 572. Me and Hobos are talking about there is a reasonable expectation because it teleported so heavily through this price range of 470 to 350 to see an opportunity to snag up a bag of Tau within that range. Because, I've already identified Tau as a strong project way back when. And now it's all about when do I add onto this position. And I think that it is a strong likelihood. I mean, I'm not guaranteeing this for myself, but we will likely revisit this midpoint here at some point or another just to build a little shelf, build a higher low, and be able to continue on up from there. So unemployment hit the number. Wonder what that number is. What are you talking about? Unemployment numbers came out today? Unbelievable. I hate watching those fake data points. Let's see what the price is doing. We're at 67,200. Still cooking right along. Really not too much fireworks yet on the Bitcoin. Let's check out, see if all the traders have woken up. So let's see where they're putting their leverage on. Let's see where all the liquidity is living as the morning gets going here. Still sitting here at $67,800. Slight yellow line at 66.4. Now, with all this election talk, where's Trump token at? Trump token. $5.24. Up 12.9% on the day. Trump token feeling good. Feeling good. Looks like jobs numbers came in 241K. Let's see here. Are we going to raw dog Twitter together? Should we raw dog it together here? I don't know about ICP. I am super undecided if I want to rebuild the bag or not of ICP. It has been sitting here lagging. I mean, we have all these social dominance, bullish posts, and developer activity going up nonstop, but the price is kind of sitting here staggered at $7 to $8. So sitting here watching this, making a decision for myself. Maybe I'll re-enter that. I made a bunch of money off ICP already this cycle and took every single ounce of profits out of that. Now, let's see here. What was I going to look at? I almost feel like looking at, God, do we dare look at Harris memes? Look at this. This reminded me. I told everyone to run away. The degens, I told everyone to run away like right here. And they're like, no, we're up by 100% today. Bowden is in the arms of an angel. Very sad for you, Bowden. Oh God, I get so sidetracked by the just buy more ADA. I don't own any ADA. But you know what? It's a beautiful day, and we have Piano Matty B starting up his stream, you guys. When you get into Piano Matty B's stream, tell him, say hello from the blockchain basement, you guys. Let Piano Matty B know that we support him, because God, I love that dude. He does some great work on his channel. Modang, I see that. We're going to check that out at the 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time show. But make sure to wave hello for me to Piano Matty B, because we are going to send it on over to there. I'm going to be watching this Bitcoin price action real close. Kind of feel inclined to put in a long if we hit a lower spot on the RSI. But I love every single one of you out there that support this channel, that show up every single day. You guys make me so bullish on humanity and this community as a whole. We are building something incredible together. And who knows, maybe we have an outing where we have a basement hunting trip where we all drive MRAPs around the Capitol and just say, hey, who knows? The sky is the limit, folks. But I love y'all, and I'll see you at 12:30 today. Take care.